Hello and welcome to CadoinkStudios. I am Cadoink here with Boisterous doing a co-cast, and today we have a game between two very excellent players. We have EGIdra spawning as the red Zerg player at the top left corner of Ohana, and his opponent is of course Axslav spawning as the blue Protoss player on the bottom right of Ohana. Hello Boisterous.
Hello Cadoink. You know, when we were doing research for this game just to figure out what team Axslav is on, I realized that I missed a giant chunk of StarCraft 2 history, such as Axslav and Strife Crow leaving Team EG. Had no idea about that. Or Team Rain disbanding. Disbanding? Team Rain split up. And I missed that, and I don't know how.
Yeah, it feels like teams are kind of constantly changing and shifting members. I remember the days when Huck was part of Team Liquid.
What, like 6 months ago?
Yeah, right. It's always interesting to see how the teams how the players kind of move around in the teams and why they're doing that. And
yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it's making too much of a difference. We don't really see a team that is dominating over the other teams. We just really see really good Korean players dominating all the tournaments.
exactly. So, it's all about the nationality, people. Doesn't matter what team you're part of. Just got to race change to Korean. That's the important part.
Yeah, it feels like EG and Liquid are kind of the most known teams as far as the foreign teams go. But other than that, I don't know. There's Empire, there's Mals, those are some pretty cool teams. Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see a team kind of start to jump into the main stage and dominate. And we do see that Axslav put down a pylon at Idra's Nat, and he's going to be also blocking his third as well, putting down another pylon. Very cool by Axslav.
Oh my god.
This is a good play, because Idra really likes to get his expands up early, and this is super obnoxious for a Zerg player to deal with. So I like this by Axslav.
Yeah, it's a great play. It just makes me cry a little bit on the inside.
Yeah.
Because now Idra needs to tear down one of those pylons. Oh, one of the pylons actually got canceled.
Yep.
That's kind of surprising. So he is going to be able to expand to the third without many issues. That probe is going to be trying to do as much damage to the hatchery as he can, but sadly probe lasery things are not that good.
Yeah, I think that he wanted to cancel because he needed to get his Nexus up. He needs to get his Forge up as well as his Gateway. He doesn't want to burn 200 minerals to block his economy, because if you burn 200 minerals and you block his economy for that long, Idra's just going to build a bunch of Zerglings and come kill you. So
that is a point.
Yeah, so he needed to get up his Forge, and he's going to need to get up a cannon, which he looks like he's going to put down. Nope, puts down another Gateway. I actually like that. This is a pretty good wall here. So he will be fine. His expansion will be protected, and so we'll see what he transitions into. Getting only one gas at this time.
Yeah, and Idra's actually going for 3 bases, which is, of course, a pretty good decision to do against the fast expanding Protoss, because they can't really kill you at all.
Yeah. Even transferring some drones into his third. We see this all the time from Idra. He does this in tournament play. It's very often that a player will block your natural, and Idra, I don't know if Idra started it, but I guess he kind of made it mainstream, perhaps, is he just says, alright, I'll just go for my third, have a quick third, defend it, and be way ahead in economy. Especially against a Protoss player who goes Nexus first like Axslav did.
Yeah, and especially on a map like Ohana, where there's just such a little space in between your third and your natural, and it's just so easy to cover both of them with one group of units.
Right.
It's not a map like Shakuris where there is that kind of longer route in between your natural and your third can get sniped pretty easily by a group of zealots before any of your Zerglings can get there to reinforce it.
Yeah. I do really like this bit of high ground next to the player's third, with the destructible rocks kind of leading into the potential fourth. It's a nice place to hide pylons for the Protoss player, and then he can do some runarounds through that ramp. But the destructible rocks prevent it from being a huge area for like major battles to occur very early on. So it's kind of a nice, I don't know, kind of a nice mechanic, I think, on this map.
Yeah, definitely.
We do see that both players kind of just macroing up, getting their economy going. It looks like Axslav might be gearing up to take a third pretty quickly. I think this is kind of an interesting, risky play for Axslav, as he doesn't really have that much. You know, he can't really defend that easily, only on one gateway right now. And if Idra went for some sort of, I guess, big roach play, which he could do, he doesn't have a roach horn now, but he could get that up and he could do some early pressure. That could hurt Axslav quite a bit, considering how little Axslav actually has.
Yeah, I think Axslav is just planning on going for like 5 gateways, and he's actually setting them all up right now. And then just going for a lot of sentries to defend his expansions.
Yeah.
However, we do have a group of Zerglings moving down, and there's currently 17 Zerglings on the map, so we might actually see these try to go in for a snipe on those cannons. Maybe? They're being indecisive right now.
Yeah, I think they might be waiting for Zergling's speed to finish, which is just about done. I really like this by Axslav. This is one of the coolest walls I've ever seen, and the cannon placement is awesome. But here comes the Zerglings moving in, trying to pick off one of these cannons, but a second one does finish. It's going to make it a little bit more difficult, but the cannon will go down, and the second one looks like it's going to go down as well. And like I said before, this is very vulnerable. Axslav looking like he's in a little bit of danger. The third cannon will also be destroyed.
Yeah, those sentries are not tearing down that wall especially quickly.
Right.
However, the Zealots do warp in and force them off.
Yeah, Axslav does hold this. He did lose 150 minerals in the process, leaving him a little bit behind and resources lost. But at the same time, he is able to get this up, and he will have an expansion. So I think that in the end, Axslav came out a little bit ahead, unless he doesn't take advantage of this economic advantage that he does have.
Yeah, I'd expect to see Idra actually go for 4th base at any point now. In fact, he's actually tearing down the destructible rocks, which actually leads me to believe that he is going to be going for a 4th at some point soon.
Yeah, also doing some very good creep spread. I like this. Creep spreading from his 3rd rather than from his natural. I think this is a good choice. It's going to allow him to get his creep up into his 4th a lot sooner. And then he's also going to be heading across the map to the watchtower if possible. We do see a hallucinated Phoenix going around in Idra's base. I wonder if Idra is going to fall for this, as 3 bases could be a sign of error. I really doubt it, though.
Yeah, I doubt Idra's going to fall for hallucinations after what happened to him with Huck.
Yeah, I just don't foresee that.
Yeah. I think that was really just a scout for Axslav, which is what hallucinations usually are at the highest level.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, like, if you make hallucinated void rays and then kind of, like, dip them in and out of your line of sight, like, you really didn't want to get them seen, then you might be able to bait out some Hydralisks.
Right.
But that's kind of putting a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah. We do see some Zerglings coming in, but deciding to run away. I don't know why. They are going to be going for the 3rd. However, there are a lot more cannons now, and Axslav also has an army, so he will be forced to run away. In the meantime, he's getting up his 4th base, Idra is, and he also has a macro hatch in his main, so Idra looking really strong right now. Creep spreading across the map, tons of Zerglings, a lot of vision. If you see the Overlord placement, as well as some Zerglings, he's got basically vision of this entire little cross-section of the map. The only thing he really doesn't have is this base to the far left, which he doesn't really need to watch for that. So yeah, he's looking very strong, even building some Banelings, most likely to do a big bust here in a little bit.
Yeah, and he's also going for a hive at this point. And just to point out, Axslav did scout that 4th hatchery with a hallucinated Phoenix a little bit earlier, and it looks like Idra's getting a detector. He might actually be a bit afraid of some sort of cheesy play now that he's just kind of really far ahead. Because he had that 3rd up way before Axslav had his 3rd up. And I'm not sure what tech is Axslav going for. High Templar, actually.
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty good choice, considering there are a lot of Zerglings on the field, and Storm will just destroy Zerglings. However, we have a huge Baneling drop coming in for Idra. A lot of Overlords filled with Banelings. We'll see if they do a lot of damage to the mineral line. This could be huge for Idra, as you would basically take Axslav down to 2 base. A lot of Zerglings running in, forcing the probes to move around, and here comes Baneling drop. Oh, maybe not.
Oh, 3 Temple are getting caught by Zerglings. Ouch.
Yeah, huge loss there. However, we do have Axslav moving across the map with his army, even a hallucinated Colossi. However, I don't really see... I guess they're going to go for that 4th, but there are a lot of Spine Crawlers. I like this. Idra having quite a bit of minerals, just going to be throwing down Spine Crawlers to make sure there's no kind of Zealot attacks or High Templar drops or really anything. Even putting down more Spine Crawlers. Look at this. And another Spore Crawler to make sure no DTs come. Or Void Rays or anything silly like that.
Yeah, and Idra is going for the Greater Spire. He just dropped it. And he also dropped the 2nd Spire, so he's actually going to be going for really heavily upgraded Broodlords. Oh, Fungal, and Baneling drops.
Yep.
That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, a lot of Baneling drops. Some Zerglings going to be forced away due to these Blink Stalkers. However, they will escape, and Idra is still left ahead. Quite ahead in units lost tab. Quite ahead in the worker count. Actually... No, yeah, quite ahead. 136 drones. No, 106, excuse me. And also getting up that Greater Spire. So
106 drones. Yeah. Wow. That's quite a few drones.
Yep. We do have the Blink Stalkers keeping control of this watchtower. This is good by Axslav, kind of forcing away Idra's vision, forcing away his control. And at the same time, we have Idra dropping an Overlord into what could be Axslav's fourth, and spewing down some creeps, so he will not be able to take that. And then he also has a Zergling at the other base that Axslav could take, so he knows that Axslav doesn't have any extra bases. And right now, a huge attack going into Idra's base, but a lot of Zerglings and a lot of Infestors, as well as some Spine Crawlers, are going to be able to force Axslav back a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what Axslav can do at this point.
Yeah, with these 5 Broodlords popping, it's gonna start getting really dicey. I mean, it was kind of dicey before, but now it's just scary. I mean, he only really has 3 power units, and those are those 3 High Templar that he just got thrown into his army, and none of them even have the energy for a storm yet. So we might see 3 storms in the next engagement, maybe. And I'm guessing those 3 storms are all going to be thrown down on the Broodlords, just trying to take them out, and I'm just not sure if he has the firepower.
Yeah, and here comes a big engagement. The Broodlords coming in.
Oh, very nice storms. However, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it looks like he will force Idra back a little bit, but he will reposition, and I think you are a little tad bit ahead of me, as I just now hit 1750. The Broodlords pushing Axslav's army back. And now he's just going to have to try to defend this 4th base, just at 18 minutes.
Yep. And Blizzard, just by the way, shared replay. Get on.
I know, right? That'd make this a lot easier. Maybe in maybe in 1.5 we can dream. Looks like Idra is moving out, going to be trying to take down this 4th base from Axslav. He knows he can't let him get that up. A few Zealots getting into the natural, going to be able to do some damage. But Idra's going to be running some Zerglings back and taking care of that really easily.
No, they might get the spawning pool.
Spawning pool. Oh my goodness, there are some in the main as well. The spawning pool does go down. I didn't see that. Very nice by Axslav. It's going to be very annoying for Idra. He's going to have to build another spawning pool, which he has already started.
Yeah, Idra saw that one going down and he was like, meh, whatever. Yeah. It would have been a lot more dangerous if he had managed to snipe like the Greater Spire. That would have sucked. Because Greater Spires are not quickly building buildings.
At the same time, some very awesome positioning by Idra's Broodlords, keeping them on top of this little rock area with the trees. Going to be forcing a lot of Axslav's units to run away to defend this 4th, and it's looking very bad for Axslav.
Yeah, Axslav is going to need to pull off the shoestring defense here against like 19 Broodlords. Yeah. It's not looking good for him.
Most of his Blink Stalkers are dead. Only left with 3 of them. And he is getting a mothership, which is the proper choice in this situation. But I don't know if it'll do as well.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit too little too late. Because there is 7 Broodlords bearing down on his army right now, and his army has 2 Colossus, and Colossus are notoriously bad against air. And Axslav calls the GG.
That's the end of that. He played as well as he could. I like how he was able to get up that fast 3rd, but he just didn't do anything with it, which is the big problem. If you're going to have that high of an economy, you really need to start just cranking out units and trying to do some attacks rather than just kind of sitting on your money.
Yeah, I think the major issue for him was that he just didn't try to do enough damage to Idra. I mean, granted, Idra had a lot of defense, and by a lot, I mean a lot of defense. Like, as soon as he dropped the 4th, he essentially had 4 spine crawlers up at it. But even then, you just can't let Idra sit on bases, because he's going to come out with that end-game army and crush you no matter what happens.
And then the other thing is, he only has 11 gateways, which I feel like on 4 base is not that many gateways. I think he could get away with more.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you look at his money, I mean, that's really the indicator of does he have enough production? And he's keeping his money reasonably low for 4 bases.
Yeah, that is reasonably low. However, I just think he kind of got things too late, and then he didn't get enough. Like, if he was going to go this Robo Stargate sort of thing, he should have gotten that earlier. Or he should have just gotten a ton of gateways
he didn't even
pushed.
Yeah, he didn't even get extended thermal lance. Like, that's still researching as robotics.
Right, yeah. That's very important.
That's a very big upgrade.
Yeah.
So, a couple of misses by Axslav causes him to lose the game.
Yeah. Yeah, but Idra is a very, very good player, so we can't just beat on Axslav all day, as he did play someone who is very, very good. So, yeah, that was our Idra vs. Axslav cast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out more of my videos, you can go to CadoinkStudios on YouTube. Just put it in the search bar, or youtube.com/user/CadoinkStudios. And if you'd like to check out more of Boisterous's casts, you can see them where, Boisterous?
youtube.com/user/BoisterousSC2.
Awesome. And we will be casting a clan league in the future, I do believe. Do you want to give the details on that?
Yes, we will be casting the STL, or the SC2clans.org Team League. It starts the week of May 7th, is the first week of matches. We are casting the Championship Division, which is, of course, the Platinum and Diamond Division, and we'll probably be doing live commentaries. However, I still have not ironed that one out yet. I should probably get on that.
Yeah, we'll be working on that, and it should be a lot of fun. It's, of course, there are 2 divisions. There's the higher leagues, which is your master, grandmaster, and then there's the platinum diamond division, which is the one we're doing. And so players of all sorts of skill level are going to be playing, teams with all sorts of people. Should be a lot of fun. We should see some good games, some interesting strategies, and I'm really excited to do it. So you guys should check it out when that comes about.
Yeah, there will definitely be posts. A lot of posts about it, so just keep an eye out for those.
Well, anyway, we will end this cast right here, so we will see you guys later.